And the man who has his own ground named after him back in St. Lucia, two-time World Cup winning captain Darren Sammy has joined Darren Ganga and Vernon Philander. Darren, since you're new here and you brought the trophy with you, no, it was here before you. There's someone apart from Darren will be lifting that, maybe the captain Rothman Powell later on today after the completion of this game. Welcome, congratulations on the 2-0 series. Your perspective all round, first of all, as to how things have gone.
Thank you, Bish. I think it's been good, after the World Cup, the disappointments from their first outing, the way the guys have played, the little adjustments we're trying to make within the team, and especially the second game, the way the guys as a bowling unit responded. It's good signs for us, but in order for us to work on the ultimate goal in becoming that championship team, there are certain things we still have to be consistently good at, and this is what we're looking to implement over the next 12 months leading up to another World Cup in Sri Lanka and India.
I just wrote on my pad there are certain things which I'll come back
yes.
to you on to go specifically into it. If Darren's talking, talking about little things, Shamar Joseph has only played, 6 or 7 T20 internationals. His best figures in T20 cricket in that last game. Your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is a constant evolution in him as a fast bowler. We often talk about having X-factor pace in T20 cricket, and that is what he has. But he also has skills. I spoke about that delivery that got Lizard Williams. It was a wobble seam delivery. We saw it in the Test series, and it was a wicket-taking delivery for him. So it's great to see that transferring of skills from the red ball game to the white ball game, and I hope it goes vice versa. What he learns in white ball cricket should also be transferred into red ball cricket. So to me, I think that growth that we're seeing from Shamar Joseph is something that we embrace, and I'm speaking from a West Indian point of view, and I'm sure Darren Sammy would love to have X-factor pace with high-level skill in T20 cricket, and once you can take wickets, you control the game as a bowler.
Over to you, Darren.
Yeah, I spoke about little things, having a fast bowler that could take wickets, his skill set he brings to the game, he gives you another option, and obviously controlling the power play is one of the areas we've challenged our sim bowling unit to take wickets up front, have that wicket-taking mindset. So when Moti and Akil and Ruston Chase and these guys in the middle, Romario Shepherd, as we saw last game, it makes their job and their role become even easier in the middle because you breaking the back of the batting up front. And it was a good execution last game to see that. But Shamar, he brings that element to the game. We also spoke about specific roles. We've been blessed with so many all-rounders, but we need guys who are...
Choose your words carefully, because you said all-rounder now. Choose your words carefully, and Shamar will be looking at you out of the side of his eye.
Yes, we need guys who fit specific roles. You look at the successful teams, for instance, India, the Bumrahs, the Singhs, and all these guys who fit in a specific area that is important in the bowling department. And I think we still searching for a nice wrist spinner, whether it be left arm or leg spin. But we're on the course. We're going to put some plans in place to discover one soon.
A little bit later, I'll ask you when Shamar gets a promotion in the batting order. You've seen Shamar all through the Test series. What do you like about him? Let's look at his action.
I really enjoy him because he's wanting to learn. I think he's taken the opportunity. Even when I was out in the middle in Guyana, he came up to me and asked about his wrist position. But he's got good energy. He's an athletic young man, and he's got himself into a wonderful position at point of low there. And look at the release point. You cannot ask for a seamer to get higher than that at point of release, but beautiful rhythm, and I really like the attribute that he brings to the game. He's playing around on the crease, which excites me. The most important thing is that he doesn't lose that length. But I think I just want to ask Darren something. I think it must be an absolute luxury for these guys to have you around in the changing room. Of course, you've lifted the ICC silverware twice. Does it get frustrating from time to time?
Well, the job is frustrating sometimes, but I think understanding what the mission is, it won't happen overnight. But if you keep ticking little boxes that getting you closer to your goal, then it makes it enjoyable. I played with some of these guys, and I think the key is managing. Man management skills is very important, especially now in this era. It is something that allowed me to be successful in my captaincy. It's something I've taken into my coaching, but also having the right team around you. You know, the Floyd Riffer, Rayon Griffith, you know, James Franklin when he's there. You know, the attention to detail. You know, my most important guy is my analyst. And giving them that trust, and they trust me and I trust them in what they bring to the table so that our guys now could go out and execute. And when we have done that, we've looked like a really championship team.
Let's talk about a member of that team who many people, including myself, hopes grow, Mario Shepherd. Didn't have a great World Cup, got left out at the back end, didn't live up to his expectations in the first game, but came back with a bang second game.
Yeah, look, Shepherd has been an integral part in our setup. Yes, he lost form during the World Cup, but, you know, especially after the first game, he was quite disappointed. And, you know, we had conversations. I asked him about, I know he just had a baby, he's been home. All these things mentally could take an effect on you. So I asked him how he was. He said, Coach, I'm good. You know, hopefully today will be better. And he trusted in the execution of his skills. He got a surface that suited his bowling, and he was much more consistent in his execution. And that's for Shepherd. And I think me and you spoke earlier that day about the partnership with him and Gudakesh Moti that has been so successful for us. And now it's just the tactical aspect of it. I think Rothman got it really right when it comes to Romario Shepherd. What time you introduce him to the game that would be most effective for us. And yes, the last game, he showed why he's been an integral part in our team. And we want these type of performances more consistently, more closer than further apart. But I love Sheppy, you know, the way his work ethic and
As a person,
you know, and when he's successful, it makes everyone around him really happy because they know he puts in the work.
All right, I don't want Vernon and Darren standing here like just posters. You guys can chip in here. We only have a couple more minutes, unfortunately, so I want to get you guys to chime in on Alec Afanese and what he's brought.
He's brought batsmanship. You know, again, another area when we review the World Cup to bring spinners can't really bowl in the power play against him. And you've seen, you guys could talk about him because I speak to him all the time.
Yeah, I think one of the things that he took from his Test match debut against India was his high skill of playing spin. He's batting at the top of the order, and oftentimes you find players who bat in that first six tend to dominate seamers against spin, but he is a little bit different. His play to spin is very dominant, and he's using that to good effect because we're seeing the modern game is offering a lot of spinners in the power play. So that is one advantage. The second, him being a left-hander at the top of the innings alongside Shai Hope is posing a little more pressure for bowlers to change their lines, their length. So it's working to the advantage of West Indies, but I see him not only as a batter who can develop and become much more consistent, I also see leadership in this young man.
Yeah, I think such a good point you make. The batsmanship, I think, often in the T20 game, that's almost gone out the window because guys are getting so power-driven and they just want to hit boundaries. So a guy like Alec Afanese that can come in the top of order, like you said, rotate, strike, that to me is a massive asset. To be able to pick up singles in the power play is a massive asset.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Darren.
Yeah,
You've got the last word.
he's been really good for us, you know, and Shai has been a complete professional, you know, and Alec, you know, just this series, look at the last game in the World Cup, Markram played a big part in that game, you know, and just knowing Alec is there, and we dictate how they use their bowlers, you know, and that's one of the points and some of the little things that we've looked at, how we could improve our game.